Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Jeanette Biro here. I'm a medium and a channeler. And welcome to your Wednesday Wisdom with Spirit, where we tune in and see what's in store. I never know what it's going to be until we start. So on Wednesdays, I don't use cards. I simply do what is more natural to me, which is just tune into Spirit. And so that's either through mediumship, where I am interacting with them and then interpreting and sharing, or through channeling, in which it comes directly through me, that basically usually the three gods of the light will merge more closely, I guess, with my aura and then speak more directly through. So nothing, nothing significant changes in my voice. Sometimes the cadence a little bit, but there's nothing scary about channeling. So yeah, I'm just going to close my eyes for a minute, tune in and see who's here and what we're going to talk about today. So just one sec. Okay, so very interesting. This is, excuse me. This is one of my okay, yes. So there's several. Basically, they show themselves kind of sitting around this like boardroom table, if you will. It's kind of like a round table, actually. And it's like my energy centered down into my spot. And then I was looking at one guide. I'm like, okay, so we're going to talk with the three guides of the light. And they're like, nope. It actually connected into a female guide. And she is holding up a rose right now. And she says, everything in moderation. And so when I asked her a little bit more, like, okay, in moderation in what way? And she said, there is value and virtue in patience. And patience really teaches us so much more than we realize. So we live in a society right now where everything is so fast-paced. We can access information instantly on our phones. The internet has made that possible. And that is a beautiful thing, right? We can mend situations or find healing modalities, or, find if a store is open or not very quickly, which helps us be efficient. And as much as efficiency is of value, so is moderation, and so is patience. And so she's saying her reason for bringing up moderation is the ability to kind of ponder when something is in excess or in balance. And that's why she's bringing that through. And that's why patience is really valuable here. Because for many of you, you are manifesting things, you are creating things, and you're waiting for them to come in. But for some of you, you're waiting for them to come in at the speed in which we have access to things on this planet. But she says universal timing doesn't always work that way. Universal timing has its own divine timing based on conscious choice of the humans involved, as well as divine spiritual timing of alignments, and also the time in which we are ready to receive something. So there's a lot of variabilities here, which are really important to understand, because sometimes we wish we could have something so bad and we don't get it at the time in which we want. But it's so often in retrospect, say weeks later, months later, years later, we look back and we realize, oh, wow, that was not meant for me. That path was not meant for me. I completely get it now. I'm so glad now I was blocked from what I so desired. Another thing, though, is sometimes in that energy of moderation and trying to find balance and such, having the patience to see something come together at the right time has such a bigger impact. It also teaches us how much the universe does have our back. And that's what she wants to emphasize, is when we are used to fast-paced, she's using a different word that doesn't make sense to me, but when we're used to fast-paced results all the time, we actually start to lose sometimes the value of creation itself, because it's so instant, right? And she said there's something so valuable in having the peace and being able to kind of actively wait, trusting and knowing that the manifestations are coming at the right time. So there's a value in that right now. So for all of you that are feeling a bit of a frustration maybe on waiting for something, or hoping that something will change, or this or that, and we have all been there and will continue to be there, myself included, at different times. She said, try and remember this message. about finding balance, that like moderation in this is so valuable. Finding that balance, the ability to be patient, that not everything needs to be so rapid, that there are so many lessons in the moments where we are at rest, she's saying, or actively waiting. She said, never doubt the timing of the universe. Never doubt the timing of your manifestations when you're waiting on the universe. And then she leans in kind of like this. She's like, but also, so many of you are so close. So don't forget that either. And that's a really neat thing too, because there's been such a push of energy. As soon as really we hit kind of June, I would say even end of May, June, July for sure, of change, shift, momentum for the higher good, right? Because again, remember, we really front loaded this year. Astrologically speaking, so many people front loaded this year with the different planets doing what they were doing. We had to confront so many different things because as we're rounding out these 4 years of massive growth and change, remember, three guides of the light have been saying forever since 2020 that 2020 to 2024 would be 100 years worth of growth condensed into 4 years, right? So 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 4 years. And now we are cusping past the halfway point. So what we did is in the beginning of this year, we were like, okay, let's get caught up on all of the things because we want to slide into home plate at the end of this 4 years, having accomplished as much as possible. Because all of you that are light workers here, majority of you, again, I'll try not to overly generalize, majority of you are here for purpose, wanting to grow and release your karmas or your soul journey aspects, or wanting to make a difference on the planet, wanting to step up and shine your light and be more authentic and help raise the vibration on the planet and help the consciousness shift, right? You're wanting to do that. And so we don't want to do that just kind of like, oh, I did, half of a thing. Most of us that are light workers here want to accomplish stuff, right? And so we kind of got caught up, like we got ourselves caught up in a good way, finishing up so many things to kind of wrap up a lot of lessons we learned since 2020 up until the midpoint of this year. And now we're in the phase where a lot of the alignments, connections, synchronicities, path openings, creations come into tangible form. So we're like right there. So I say all of that because this beautiful guide of mine is kind of handing essentially each and every one of you a rose as like completion, congratulatory, a gift of the heart, a gift of the Divine Mother, which makes sense because she's a feminine energy coming through, saying, way to go, good job, congratulations on your creations, whether they are here, just about here, or on their way. Because all of your desires have been heard. And so if any of you see a rose today or you notice roses or anything, that's a big confirmation, a big sign and symbol of the universe having your back, knowing it's here. And again, she's saying, consider patience and moderation in your movement forward. Nothing in excess, but also nothing in lack. All right? Beautiful. I hope you're feeling that really calm, motherly, heartfelt energy. So I will leave that with all of you for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Also, I want to say I am hosting Cosmic Consciousness tonight. We are going to be talking about artificial intelligence and what Spirit has to say about that and where it's going. And so again, I'm going to bring in some tangible 3D research and information coupled with Spirit's downloads and their perspective of all of it. So if you're interested to know a little bit more about that, you can sign up at avalonspirit.com under Cosmic Consciousness Circle. So I hope to see you all tonight and have a beautiful rest of your Wednesday.